We are here with the head coach of the Normal Community Ironmen, Jason Drengwitz. And coach, an impressive victory over Peoria. Your overall thoughts about your victory on Friday night?
Yeah, just really more than anything was just really excited for our kids, our coaching staff, especially our seniors, and how we performed. I thought it was a direct result again of we had a really good week of practice and things that we did well in practice showed up on Friday. I also thought that the game was very much a complimentary win in all three phases. Defensively, we did a lot of really good things to help us win. Offensively, the same thing, and special teams showed up again. And anytime you can win a game where all three phases contribute, I think that's a big deal because it's things you're going to have to continue to do if you want to be successful in the playoffs. And more than anything, it was just a cool opportunity. You know, you always want to win a conference championship, but to have the opportunity to win it outright at home, week 9, against a really good opponent was a really cool experience and something I think our kids enjoyed, and just happy we were to come out with a victory, just based on how good Peoria is, how well coached they are, and it was an exciting night for Ironmen football for sure.
I know special teams was a concern for you going in, especially their ability to be able to onside kick, but your team did a great job even returning an onside kick for a touchdown, which really put you in control of the game at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's something, I as the special teams coordinator lose a little bit of sleep at knowing that they're trying to get those extra possessions with onside kicks, and when we've not had success against them or they've scored, a lot of it's been the result of getting the ball back. I thought we had a really good week of executing Hans' team. We did change up how we schemed the little middle onside kick that they did. They really put us in a bind last year. The first time they did it, they didn't get it. The second time they did get it because Jace was just kind of in limbo. Do I go for the ball or do I wait for it? And we just changed it when they line up in their 5x5. Hey, if they're going to middle outside kick, just go get it. Go get the ball if you get a good hop. And we did talk that if he got it clean, he might be able to return it. And then we just replaced Jace going for the ball with Reed Hoover in behind him, so we didn't lose that. And we sent Winton and Colton LeCompte, who were next to him, at their 5s. So it was a pretty exciting. I thought it was a big deal because we felt like they were going to onside kick to start the half, but able to get the onside kick but not also score was a huge momentum changer in the game, I thought.
It was interesting as well to watch your team on the kickoff as they would adjust. You would also shift and adjust. You don't see that very often, but it was part of how the game played out.
For sure, and they do a really good job. Like, they're constantly looking at how you're lining up, and so they were making multiple calls. And we knew how we wanted to line up to them based on if they're 5x5 or 6x4 to our right or 6x4 to our left. So yeah. I think the first time they started out 6x4 to the right, then they went 6x4 to the left, then they went 5x5. So you can see our guys kind of mirroring. I just thought it was just a credit to our players really kind of being locked into what we had worked on all week, and really, really proud of them and the importance they placed on the Hans team.
Well, Friday's victory was the second consecutive outright Big 12 championship for your squad and the 5th in the last 7 years. What does that accomplishment mean to you, and how does that boost your players as you enter the postseason?
Well, it means a lot, not just to me, but to our coaches, to our players, and our program, just because that's always the first goal that we set out. We want to win. We want to win a Big 12 title. All year we just talk about winning week by week, so we're in contention to do that. And I think first and foremost in any program, that's got to be your goal, to be the best team in the conference against the teams that you play every year. I think what it really speaks to is it speaks to the type of coaching staff we have, the great players that we have, and how they're willing to do all the little details in order to win those things. Not only that, if you go back to 21, 22, we've won 21 straight games in the conference, which that's hard to do and not easy to do. It's just a credit to how we approach it, how our kids practice, how our coaches prepare. It was really it was special. I think it's about the 26th conference title in program history. You just feel blessed to be a part of a program that's been so successful for so long, well before I got here, and these guys played, and just really excited. It was a really exciting night for Ironmen football, but I felt like our kids were excited but tempered in the fact that I think that, yes, they wanted to win that Big 12 conference outright, but they also have other things that they were hopefully want to accomplish this year.
Right, and those other things starts with the playoffs, and his first playoff game will be at home with the crowd that had lots of energy the past Friday. What excitement comes along with the first round being hosted at home?
I think it's always exciting when you get to play in front of your home crowd, in front of your student body, in front of a lot of your family, because not everybody can make those trips on the road. And I also think you get people coming in to watch the game that are just outside observers when you play at home. I'm not sure when Bloomington plays. I know West is playing Saturday. Central Catholic plays Friday. And it allows you to stick into your same routine that you typically do, a typical day of school. Our guys can go home and come back later for taping. We are pushing everything back 30 minutes just because the kickoff time is 30 minutes later. But excited, always excited, and feel blessed to make the playoffs just because not everybody gets to do that. You have to have a successful year to do that. And then to get the chance to play at home is really cool. So we're excited about it, but no, we got a big challenge in front of us on Friday night.
Yeah, and your opponent is West Chicago. They're 6-3, 3-3 in conference, but they play in the Upstate 8 East, a conference with Glenbard East and West, so a very good conference. Can you speak on how battle-tested the Wildcats are and what threats they really pose as a football team?
Well, so I think they are battle tested because the conference that they're playing in is primarily a 6A, 7A, and even 8A conference. Glenbard East is in the 8A playoffs this year, who we played last year in the quarterfinals. And they're playing a lot of different teams that are well coached, and they have very talented players and intricate schemes that they have to prepare for. So I do think they're battle tested, and I think it was important for them to win Week 9 because they were 5-3 going into that game, and who's to say they get in if they don't win? So Week 9 was like a playoff game for them as well when they played Fenton. But challenging wise, offensively, they are a double wing receiver team, and they run triple option. They're running midline, veer, rocket toss, counter, things that we have not seen this year, and we have really not seen in a while. So that's going to present some challenges. Their offensive line gets off the ball really, really well. They're physical. Quarterback does a good job of running their scheme. They got really good skill guys. Defensively, we're more back to a traditional defense than what we saw last week against Peoria High. Again, they're well coached. They're schematically buttoned up on what they do. They provide different looks. They adjust their fronts, which makes you prepare for them offensive line wise. So they present a lot of challenges. They do have a lot of, I think almost all their skill guys play both ways. So their back end and the secondary, play offense. Their quarterback starts at corner and return kicks. So they're going to present a lot of challenges. We have to have a great week of practice, be dialed into the game plan, and continue to do the things that we've done all year.
So offensively, would you see something you would see what Peoria Notre Dame kind of runs? Is that a similar comp, or is something a little bit different that you're going to see?
It's somewhat similar to Peoria High in that you got all those numbers in the box offensively, double tight and double wing. Schematically, though, it's different just because Peoria Notre Dame's not really running any type of read option, veer midline where they can give it to the fullback, the quarterback can keep it, the quarterback can run it, the quarterback can pitch it. So those present conflicts to your D linemen because sometimes they're blocking you and sometimes they're letting you go and reading you. So we have to be really assignment sound with what our responsibilities are in the option game. We have to have great eyes and do our 1/11th every time and not get bored doing the same things over and over and over again. Because as soon as you do those things incorrectly, they're going to crease you on a run or they're going to hit you over the top for a pass. So it's a big challenge, but I know it's one we're excited about.
Talk about your preparation. What were things like for you Saturday night, and then as you kind of got into Sunday and Monday?
So Saturday we brought the guys in on Saturday morning and just we fed them Casey's breakfast pizza and donuts and just kind of hung out, talked about the week, and allowed them to eat and have some fellowship together and kind of just sit back and maybe soak in a really good win and a conference title. Saturday night, all the coaches got together, and once we saw the pairings, we were in contact with West Chicago's athletic director, and I was in contact with their head coach. First thing we had to do is establish when we wanted to play. We wanted to play Friday. They wanted to play Friday as well, but would like the time pushed back just because of traffic coming from where they're coming from. And then it was about film exchange and what games we wanted from them, what games they wanted from them. We got that to work. And then Saturday night, started breaking down a little bit of film. Friday we were breaking down film, or not Friday, Sunday morning breaking down film. I was breaking down film as the Bears blew a game. And then we met as an offensive staff from about 5 to I don't know, we met for about 3.5 hours, 5 to 8:30-ish. And then defensively, we met from 7:30 to about 9:30-ish to put our game plans in. So, and then we were back here on Monday, yesterday, getting back to work, getting ready to play.
So as you get ready to take on a triple option type team, obviously your defensive line and your linebackers, very, very important. Talk about that group a little bit and how much progress they have made from the beginning of the season.
Well, I would say, and you guys could agree or disagree with me, I think they've been the strength of our defense. Our 4 guys up front, Kellen Oxton, Irma Simmons, Demarion Garden, and AJ, have been outstanding all year. I would argue that AJ is the best defensive player in the conference and maybe the best defensive player around here. Winton, Carlock, and Colton LeCompte, our inside linebackers, have been outstanding. Really locked into Coach Lowe's game plan, well coached, disciplined. And then you throw Jace Wilson in there at outside linebacker, who's a returning starter and done really, really well. And when you get ready to play a team like this, they're going to have to continue to play at a very high level for you to be successful. That being said, I think our secondary made some big strides last week, made some big improvements, and they're going to be crucial this week because it's going to be really them being in charge of netting outside run. If the ball gets tossed out to them or options get pulled and pitched, they got to be assignment sound and tackle. And when they do throw it, we got to keep a lid on it and be disciplined enough to not allow them to get big chunk plays in the passing game because they've not lulled to sleep is not the right word, but they've lulled you by it's run, it's dive, it's veer, it's dive, it's midline, it's toss, and all of a sudden it's play action. We got to be ready for those things and not get bored with doing that same technique and having the same discipline over and over and over again.
Concerned, does it sometimes take a couple series against a triple option team to kind of figure out, hey, this is what they're doing and being able to react to what they're doing?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you can go back at the most comparative thing, like you said, is playing Peoria Notre Dame. And if you looked at when we played them in the past, I feel like early on they've gotten us a little bit, but as the game wore on, we kind of settled in, felt more comfortable with what they were doing, and we're able to play at a high level. I think the same thing will be true. I hope we come out right away and just are just playing, gangbusters from the beginning. The problem usually is with a team like that, it's really hard to simulate in practice with your scout team how they run their offense. That's what they do. And so I think it does take some time to adjust to the speed and the physicality because our scouts will try it, but that's still something completely new that they've only been doing for a week, or these guys have been running this since June and probably their whole 3-4 years in the program there at West Chicago.
Is West Chicago also a team that will use the clock, time of possession, is that important to them, or do they usually try to speed up and try to get a series with quite a bit of tempo?
I could be wrong. I think they huddle and they go at the pace that they go at. I wouldn't say it's super slow or super fast. It's just a good tempoed huddle triple option team and that they do well, and they do kind of stress you a little bit formationally with added alignment, unbalanced stuff like that we got to be ready for.
Well, Coach, first round playoff game, really what do you want to see from your team then on Friday night?
Again, I think it's repetitive, but this week especially seeing a scheme we got to have a really good week of practice. Our scout team's got to give us a good look. Number 2, we have to be focused on the task at hand, the week at hand. Our message doesn't change. It's only thing that matters is West Chicago and going 1-0 this week. We got to be able to control their run game and not allow them any big plays in the passing game. And then offensively, I feel like we need to continue doing what we're doing, which is be explosive, get the ball to Kalen, Marquand in space and let them go to work because there's really special players. And then thirdly, I would like to see us continue to win and take advantage and make plays in special teams just because again, all 3 phases, the importance of them get heightened in the playoffs and none more so than special teams. So we got to play really, really, really well there.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time, and we wish you best of luck Friday night.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate everything.